Yes, Nancy Mace really sold her soul for only 11% of the vote. Souls be going for cheap these days. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day where a soul would go for no less than 25-30% of the vote, but I guess that's the Trump tariffs. I guess the Trump tariffs that got souls going for just 11% of the vote. It's sad, really. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and I'm troubled. Hey, Nancy Mace, you doing all right?
You gonna cry in the car.
I heard you got a new job. I sure enough did. Matter of fact, I heard Nancy Mace got a new job that starts tomorrow. Is that? Oh no, you got a couple more months in Congress. Okay. You still feel like you want to show up? Are you going to start going in pajamas? Is that what? You going to have to hear about it. You definitely going to have to hear about it because it was ugly. Yeah, they had to scroll the thing. They had because you wasn't in the top 3, so they had to scroll down in order to even find your name. I wouldn't even want them to do that. Just leave me underneath the fold. I'll lie and tell people that they left my name off the ballot. Don't scroll down for me. That's what I always say. Don't scroll down for me. How you be the rising star? And one of the rising stars, Miss Donald Trump, and you ain't even make the graphic. And they got 3 people on the graphics. Sometimes they only got 2. They let Ron Reddy on the graphic with 17%. They got a whole, they got a whole JB race. they got a whole JB race. Hey. John King, put up the JV graphic. Hey, what's the score of the JV game? Yes, Nancy Mace really sold her soul for only 11% of the vote. Souls be going for cheap these days. You know what I mean? I remember back in the day where a soul would go for no less than 25-30% of the vote, but I guess that's the Trump tariffs. I guess the Trump tariffs that got souls going for just 11% of the vote. It's sad, really. Nancy Mace sold her soul for a paper tiger national profile, a 5th place finish in the South Carolina gubernatorial primary, and a future controversial selection and subsequent early elimination on the next season of Dancing with the Stars. Can you dance? Can you dance? I didn't think so. I didn't think so. And also, you got to be likable on Dancing with the Stars. That's like half the issue is likable. So you over there inviting people to go outside in the middle of the day. Don't nobody want that. Don't nobody want that.
I'm not part of the powerful. I'm not part of the elite. I'm an island of one. I don't get invited to parties. I don't have any friends. I have a dog.
A lot of beans, but not nearly enough votes. The Nancy Mace story. And you be trying too hard. That's the other thing. You be trying too hard. Everybody can sense that, you know. You out here taking to the news media, telling people you don't have no friends, loitering by the bathroom just so you can have social interaction, you know. It's bad. Oh, no, they came for you too. We need to be praying for this man as hard as we can right now. He's a Christian man who made mistakes in his past life, but has since been forgiven by God. He's under massive and incredible demonic attack because of it, and Satan is hitting hard. Hey, Nancy, you got to admit that was a good one. You got to admit that was hey, even Riley Gaines was laughing. Yeah, she been laughing a lot tonight. Nancy Mace and Riley Gaines, conservative women who placed fifth. Unfortunately for Nancy Mace, unlike her friend Riley Gaines, she cannot blame this fifth place showing on, quote, the transgenders. Wait a minute. Did Riley Gaines finish fifth? She finished fifth? And she built her whole personality on losing to a transgender person? Was it 4 of them in the race? Was it 4 transgender people in the race? Man, she definitely don't talk about that much. I can tell you that right now. And honestly, Nancy, you could have taken her advice and kept a little bit more quiet. No, because you was talking big stuff. Nancy Mace, you was talking big stuff. Yes, you were.
Pamela Evette made a big mistake. She did a deal with the President Trump. I believe she lied to him to get the endorsement.
In the last handful of days, there's been a lot of headlines over President Donald Trump's endorsement of, Pamela Evette. But there's been even more headlines about whether or not she was going to pick a lieutenant governor to run with her. We saw 2 other candidates have already made lieutenant governor picks. You have not made a lieutenant governor pick.
And I will not at this time until we see how the race shakes out, because it may be that I would like to ask someone who doesn't make the runoff to be on the ticket.
I think you should still ask somebody that didn't make the. Ask Norman. Ask Norman if he would be. Because really, y'all go together. When they did the swipe down, it was you and Norman. So it will be only natural for y'all to go together with that one.
Pamela Evette made a big mistake. She did a deal with the President Trump. I believe she lied to him to get the endorsement. And she made this deal with the current governor's son to be her running mate. And then when I found out some of the nastiness he'd said online, and I let voters know, she started tanking in the polls. The grassroots is very upset about the endorsement.
She started tanking in the polls? Is that what you mean? You mean like how a tank is out front? Is that what you mean by tanking in the polls? Or is this kind of like the tank that would roll down the street on Trump's birthday just all by itself? Because that's basically, between y'all, she the only one. You know what I mean? It's just her.
We are conservative, but we're independently conservative here in South Carolina. We don't want anyone telling us what to do. And we certainly don't want nepotism in our politics. And that's what she was bringing to the table. And so if you want more of the same that we've had for the last 10 years, more potholes, more bad roads, less money for roads and bridges, more crime, then vote for Pam Evette. If you want to vote for a foreigner, vote for Ram Reddy. If you want to vote for a guy that thinks that rapists should be able to sue their rape victims, vote for Ralph. That's essentially what's on the ballot this go round.
Now, Nancy Mace, see, this is the problem right here. This is exactly the problem right here, because everything that you're saying sounds good. It all sounds good. But you want to sit up there and say, if you want more nepotism in your politics, while you out here posting doctored photos of yourself with Trump. Huh? You talk about nepotism in your politics. What's Jared Kushner up to these days? What's Don Jr. up to these days? What's Laura up to these days? What you talk about? What you talk about now? Now, actually, I actually do want to know what you're talking about. That whole thing about the governor's son. Now, what was that he posted now? From Nancy Mace, the remarks made by Pam Evette's running mate are beneath the dignity of the people of South Carolina. That Pam continues to stand alongside him speaks volumes, not just about him, but about her own judgment and her own values ungodly. Pam Evette's lieutenant governor, Henry McMaster, I want to... What? With his family right there? Yeah, and this one goes out to you. Wow. Wow. Now, I find it pretty interesting, and this is perfectly 2026, that this is the current governor's son. The current governor's son. But what you put out there is the lieutenant governor's pick. It's not a problem unless it's the running mate of my opponent. Now it's a problem.
I ain't know if y'all been paying attention to what's been happening on the Republican side, but Donald Trump has come out and endorsed Pamela Evette, which I told y'all was going to happen. Everybody was saying Henry Master was trying to move things around. You know, you want to do the special session, even though it didn't work, so that Pamela Evette could get an endorsement. And it turns out it came out that the endorsement comes with Henry Master's son being her lieutenant governor. Ain't that some damn shit? Y'all were almost going to lose y'all voice. Y'all were almost going to lose y'all ability to choose who you want to put into Congress because he wanted his son to be on the damn ticket.
Just in case you're not scoring from home, the agreement of Pamela Evette to bring along the governor's son came alongside the governor trying to push a special session to redistrict South Carolina to please Trump so he could endorse the Evette McMaster's ticket. That's right, an endorsement. Willing to disenfranchise black voters for an endorsement of your son.
And that's some bullshit. That is some bullshit. Now, the Republicans ain't been taking it well. I don't know if you saw Nancy Mace's Facebook. I don't follow her, but she still comes in my feed. And she is showing tweets from 20 years ago. And I know some people say it don't matter. It don't matter that this man was talking about big black. It don't matter that he was telling people that they were sucking big black. But I just find it funny. I just find it so hilarious. They're not even talking about policies, y'all. This is the Republican Party now. They don't talk about policies. They're talking about if somebody wanted to suck some big black.
Ma'am, we got it. We got it. As far as the whole thing about does this make any sense, for this Republican Party, the way Trump be talking about dude greased up and whatnot and male models and and you said South Carolina? Yeah.
Does this make any sense? And y'all wonder why shit here in this state is not getting done. Because they're not fighting about policy. They're fighting about if somebody still wants to suck that big black. Okay. And they're just trying to, take away people's representation. For sons to, use nepotism and get a spot to be lieutenant governor so that one day he can potentially be a governor. That's what these Republicans here think about y'all. They don't even fight about policy. They're talking about the big black. Okay. I mean, it is mesmerizing as a person who loves some, but okay.
I have no comment. Nope. Wave it off.
Y'all tell me what y'all think about us in the comments. Check out my links in my bio, follow and stay updated, and make sure you're voting. Make sure you're voting. Or else you're gonna have people that are, governor, who's worried about who's sucking big black. Yeah. And I don't think that Trump endorsement is gonna do what she thinks it's gonna do. I mean, especially given the fact that, how she came out against the SC State students, just her lack of understanding about how many fucking state representative members we have in our state's house. I don't see it working, but we are 54th in education. 43rd in education. You see me, I told you, we ain't got that high in education. I'm talking about 54th but 43rd in education. So it does kind of fit.
I see what you did there. It does kind of fit. I see what you did there. Has anybody ever asked the governor about this? Oh, they did?
Lieutenant Governor, put your son on the ticket.
Of course not.
Well, what's your reaction to all that speculation that's been out there? And are you trying to pressure the Lieutenant Governor to put your son on the ticket?
That's just speculation, and everybody's got entirely their own opinion, but not their own facts. I don't know where all that's coming from.
And I think
but that's part of politics.
That's true. And I think, everybody knows President Trump. That's not the way President Trump operates.
Shut your stupid ass up. Say that, folks.
And I feel bad for anybody that feels that desperate that they'd have to throw that kind of stuff out there and try to act like the governor, who is a true statesman and always has been for this state. 10 years has given South Carolina the most conservative success story in America, would say something like that. But as the governor said, that's politics, and we have a race to win, and I'm going to be bullish. And with this endorsement from Governor McMaster and the endorsement for President Trump, I'm going to get my message out there, and I'm going to win this thing on June 9th.
Congratulations!
Congresswoman Mace also shared some social media posts from 2007 of your son. Did you know about those posts before they came out, and what did you think about them when you saw them?
There was a writer years ago, I think in 2006 or 7, that said he had some photographs and he would make an article out of it. He never did. I think those photographs are the ones. I guess when we were young and stupid, we were young and stupid in college, maybe freshmen in college. But I don't know where all that is coming from. I'm very proud of my son. He's a grown man now, and I think he would make a very good candidate for public office.
Oh boy. If anybody knows President Trump, that's not the way he operates. So then you want me to believe that the group of derelicts and should-be criminals, some of whom he has endorsed for office, are people he legitimately thinks are qualified and good character of people. Huh? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Because in a lot of these cases, simple quid pro quo is actually the better explanation than trying to make sense of some of the people he has backed. South Carolinians and real Americans, wake the hell up. This is South Carolina political establishment at its finest. What's good for me and my family, but not for thee. Henry McMaster's kid posts vulgar, racist, nasty stuff back in college. Daddy governor shrugs it off, brags on him, and tries to hand him the lieutenant governor spot on a silver platter through backroom deals. Trump endorsement quid pro quo, dynasty BS, the whole machine grinding away. From the lieutenant governor's office straight up to the president, the corruption is rotten, endless, and disgusting. They protect their own while preaching family values and law and order to the rest of us. Screw this, burn it down at the ballot box June 9th. No more insiders, no more McMaster machine. Well, that certainly didn't work now, did it? No, it made a lot of sense, but apparently South Carolina's down for the dynasty. Apparently that's what they... Nancy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do now? No, I'm not talking about the OF thing. I mean in terms of this race.
I voted to release the Epstein files and lost some support for that. As a survivor, I chose to stand on principle and stand against the Epstein cover-up. I chose to stand against child. I chose to expose the names hidden in the sexual harassment slush fund. I chose to expose DEI judges.
See, there you go. You can't keep nobody on board. You get somebody on board for a second, and then you go with the BS. That's how you ended up where you at. Talking about DEI while you getting packed up.
And I chose to expose the abusers of children. And apparently, I chose wrong if the goal was winning an election. I want you to know that I'm going to endorse Alan Wilson for governor. I want a law and order governor, and that law and order governor is going to be Alan Wilson.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
And I not only think he's going to win tonight, I think he's going to mop the floor with Pamela Evette. And I very much look forward to that.
Nancy Mace. Wasn't this you? Nancy Mace on Alan Wilson last year. Women who come forward in your system are treated like criminals under your leadership, in your system and on your watch. Attorney General Alan Wilson. Nancy Mace on Alan Wilson today endorses him for governor of South Carolina. I mean, you could have just said nothing. I mean, you could have just said or endorsed yourself or something like that. You could have just faded away in your pajamas. That probably would have been the thing to do if we being honest. Yeah. No, you going out sad. You going out all the way sad. It's pretty obvious.
Oh, Nancy Mace, girlfriend, you okay? Yes, ma'am, that no, I don't care. We need to have a chat. You are freaking the flip out. You are crashing out over Donnie picking the other girl. Oh, honey, did you really think he cared about you? He didn't. Do you think he really cared about the children that you genuinely seem to care about because you voted to release those files, which might be the only good thing you have done, in my personal opinion? Seriously. It was never about the children. It was never about you, girl. And you are acting like such a pick-me. Have some dignity, woman. Have some dignity. Girl, he's just not that into you because he's into himself, okay? It's always been about him. Whether it's his image, whether it's his ability to stay in power or out of prison. That's always been a big one for him too. Girlfriend, honey, now I know it hurt your feelings that this man did not care for you the way you thought he did or care for the children the way you thought he did, but pull yourself together.
That's right. You threw it all away. And it's always been about him. And what's the level of not only character but expertise that would be willing to have you throw your whole career on the craps table? Who could do such a thing? The same man who fixed his fingers to post on True Social, U.S. trade deficit widens by the most in nearly 34 years, like it was a flex. Yes, he posted it. Yes, it's real. Yes, he honestly thinks this is a flex. We are ruled by the dumbest effing people in America. That's who you threw it all away for, huh? That was who you threw it all away for. In South Carolina, that's whose bidding you're willing to do. That guy.
The ladies here in South Carolina obviously have some beef. Nancy Mace, gubernatorial candidate and representative from my home state of South Carolina, is on yet another embarrassing rant and meltdown streak online today, and I think it bears discussion. Earlier today, she said if you have to use insanely fake videos to make things up about your opponent and to destroy them, that says a lot more about you than it does about me. Now, she was very obviously referencing some posts made by Pamela Evette, who is our current lieutenant governor and is also running to be the new governor of South Carolina. But the truly funny thing is she's talking about these insanely fake videos, referencing AI compilations that go against her. Because literally today, she posted not only this, which is an AI-generated video, you can see below, made with the AI, of herself and Trump, a real photo that exists, going into smiles and thumbs up, to show that he loves her so much, and also posted this saying, I don't know who made this, but I love it, which is a depiction of her with her signature giant cross earrings reading a Bible with scripture all around her. And she also is constantly going on about how we don't need data centers in South Carolina because they'll be damaging, which, yeah, girl, I agree. But you can't at 1 second say that you're opposed to these fake AI-generated propaganda type videos and then post them yourself because they suit you. She says Pamela Evette has a ring to it, talking about how apparently Pamela's husband has been implicated in some sort of fraud scheme. I don't know, par for the course. She claims that Pam specifically decided to go to Isle of Palms, where Nancy is from, and campaign when she was in mourning for her father, as if that was some kind of attack, because apparently the race has to just completely pause because she lost someone important to her. And she wants to talk about how Pam is lying, but she still wants to pretend as though Trump endorses her. And the incredible irony is today, and all of this rage posting against Pam ended in Trump himself endorsing Pamela Evette, not Nancy Mace. Now look, I don't like either of these candidates at all. And I don't want to see either of them win. I don't want to see any Republican candidate in South Carolina win this race. But to watch them eat themselves alive in this race to try and demonize each other so quickly and so ultimately that it gives us moments like this, I don't know. There's something beautiful about watching it happen. And beautiful due to irony and ridiculousness, but also just, it's pathetic. Why is every candidate running on the Republican ticket in South Carolina bending over backwards to try and convince everyone that they are so President Trump first that they somehow will serve South Carolina in the way that the state needs? Does that sound like the kind of person you want leading us? Because it doesn't to me.
Oh yeah, why not have a representative that enters office completely compromised? Why not? Why not have a representative who enters office with complete loyalty to the federal government representing your state? Huh? Who down for that? Apparently South Carolina is, and not only are they down for it in the governor's mansion, apparently they're down for it in the Senate as well. Lindsey Graham? Really? Y'all ain't heard enough? You ain't seen enough?
Senator.
Buddy, how you doing?
How you doing? Is there a foreign war you don't support?
I support wars that make America safer.
Thank you, sir.
That's y'all's man's. That's y'all's man. And you know what? It's not going to get better. That's one thing we know. It's definitely not going to get better.
But wait, there's more.
South Carolina.
If you want a Trump-endorsed, steel-spine conservative, then join our team. And if you want to put a stake in the woke DEI mob that tries to cancel conservatives every chance they get, then I'm your candidate. Because this is a simple choice. A choice between a career politician with no business experience who lines their pockets with your tax dollars, or a Trump-endorsed businesswoman and conservative who's going to take the fight to the radical left for you, the people of South Carolina. The choice is clear, my friends, and in 2 weeks, we're going to start writing the next chapter in South Carolina's historic story. South Carolina, thank you. God bless you. Now let's go win this thing again.
Man, I thought she was going to get a third Trump endorsed in 60 seconds. She got two of them things in the first 30 seconds. I thought she could have gone for 3 or maybe even 4 within a minute. Do you know how trash you got to be as a candidate, as a human being, for Nancy Mace to be the overwhelmingly preferable option? With all that we have seen from Nancy Mace up to this point.
I noticed up there one of the accomplishments, things you were touting was the I-5 2016 interchange.
Mm-hmm. What was the exit at Long Point Road?
Yes.
Not the interchange, but yeah.
But that funding came from the Inflation Reduction Act, which you voted against.
Right.
Is that an accomplishment then? Is that something you can tout?
No, absolutely. I mean, absolutely I can tout that. And you're a raging Democrat, so raging leftist with that kind of questioning. And I would say as a woman, like, you might want to think about how you view other women and how you treat other women, the way that you question them, because women are going to lead this country off the brink, and conservative women. The first female president of this country is going to be a conservative woman, not some liberal like you.
Okay, again, just a question about the bill, whether you voted for it or not, and what you were touting.
The issue at the airport, rolling around in her pajamas, the stories from all the bodegas and the late night carryouts.
25
They
years
care
ago,
for your babies
25 years
and
ago,
respected
I
your
became
humanity.
the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina. I
So call her
fought my
name
way
right.
through it.
So pronounce her name
blood,
right.
sweat,
Let
and
me
tears.
actually So pronounce her name
and
right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala,
I were a man,
Kamala. You said
I
this
will
before.
say
You Nancy
anything that
Nancy.
I want.
It's
Kamala.
Kamala.
You're doing this on purpose,
I am
Congresswoman.
not.
Disrespectful.
Just a second.
exposing people on the floor of Congress. Do you know how trash you gotta be for Nancy Mace to be the overwhelmingly preferable option? And yes, she is. Hey, Nancy, I got a job prospect for you. Oh yeah, welcome back. Hey, Michael Eric Dyson, I think she available. I think she available. Don't call during that Waffle House shift though. They don't let you take phones in there. Not unless you're using it as a weapon.